Welcome to a new What I Eat in a Day. Many of you seemed to like it when I showed the nutrition breakdown in the end of the video, and you asked if I could make another one like it, so at the end of this video I will do that. Anyway, for breakfast this day I had a smoothie bowl, and a base of banana and frozen mango makes pretty much anything taste good in a smoothie in my opinion. So I added that, then I added frozen kale, then I added pea protein powder, half a tablespoon ground flax seeds, and some anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon. And then a pinch of black pepper because the active compounds in black pepper can enhance the bioavailability of several beneficial compounds like curcumin in the turmeric, for instance. I also had some cooked beets that I put in my freezer so I could add it into smoothies. So I added about 1 beet. Then I also added frozen wild blueberries and of course some water to make it blendable. I mentioned in another video that I've been working on a grain-free, protein-rich granola without protein powder, and I finally made it, so I will link the recipe below if I have had time to post it yet. I will try, but yeah. It's actually made from red lentils and it doesn't contain any oil or any liquid sweeteners, just whole foods. So check out the recipe for the secret ingredients that make this granola so healthy. Anyway, I topped the smoothie with it, and lentils are also rich in iron. So ideally, you don't want to have this with dairy products since calcium can inhibit iron absorption. But we're all humans, so if you want to try it with yogurt sometimes, that's fine too. Around 10, I made myself some green tea. I've been trying to not have it with meals since it inhibits iron absorption. As I've said in another video, I've been really into Pinterest recipes lately. So on my lunch break, I reheated a cannellini bean stew that I found on Pinterest. I can link it below. I also had some leftover quinoa that I reheated in the same pot. I just love quinoa because it's such a good plant-based source of complete protein, and it's delicious with stews. Of course, I added half an avocado for healthy fats to balance out the meal. In the afternoon, I snacked on some carrot sticks and hummus while working. I made a curry pasta salad one time. The recipe is up on my website, but that's not what I had for dinner this day. I had a taco pasta salad, which is inspired by the curry pasta salad. I made 3 servings, so I cooked 3 servings of whole wheat pasta to al dente, which has a lower GI index than overcooked or white pasta. And then to a large mixing bowl, I added vegetables like cherry tomatoes, red bell pepper, cucumber, and corn. And I just eyeballed everything. With vegetables, I feel like you can just add them on feeling. For protein, I added 1 can of black beans and 1 can of kidney beans. Since it's such a large bowl with many ingredients, it can be good to mix it from time to time instead of everything at once in the end, to have everything as evenly combined as possible. I can write down the dressing in the description, but it was basically Greek yogurt. You can choose a plant-based option if you're vegan. And then I added 2 tablespoons nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor, and then about half a tablespoon of taco seasoning. By the way, I rinsed the pasta in cold water after it was done cooking, just so it wouldn't be too warm when I added it to the salad. But yeah, so I added the pasta and the dressing and combined everything. This was really tasty and so nice to keep for leftovers, even though the pasta absorbs the dressing a little bit in the fridge, but it's really nice to just take it out and you don't even need to reheat it. I've been making larger batches of my meals lately, so I don't have to cook every day, because after I finish work, I have other stuff I want time for other than cooking. I sprinkled on some hemp seeds for extra protein and healthy fats. I realized I never tasted the granola on its own because I just made it on Sunday and ate it with a smoothie on Monday morning, so I had a few clusters after dinner to try it properly. But that was everything I ate this day, so let's get into the nutrition breakdown. I will put the website where I track my food in the description box, and I don't know if you liked it when I first went through each meal individually and then going through like the entire day, but just to be safe, I will do exactly like I did the last time. So let's begin with breakfast. So this is what I had for breakfast, and it was 555 calories, and it was quite high in protein. I mean, yes, I did add a protein powder, so 31 grams of protein, and obviously you can see that the pea protein contributed the most, but the lentil granola also had 11.1 grams in the serving that I had, and the rest is just tiny amounts of protein. And then 68.3 grams of net carbs, and as I said in my last video, net carbs is, well, the amount of carbs that you eat, but subtracted by the like grams of fiber, and 15 grams of fats. And here you can see that I had 13.8 grams of fiber in the breakfast. I think it's a little more interesting to go through like the vitamins and minerals and these type of things for the entire day, but what we can see here, obviously a lot of vitamin C. Yeah, it had quite some iron and a lot of vitamin K from the kale. And I also added kale because it's rich in calcium, and I don't consume as much like plant milk, store-bought plant milk anymore. So I need calcium from other sources, but I do eat like real dairy products sometimes. It's just like milk. I don't drink regular milk, but I can eat regular yogurt and things like that. So yeah, the lentil granola also had some calcium. I believe that could be mostly from the tahini, and the amino acids are already pretty good, probably from the protein powder. Yes, exactly. Let's move on to lunch. Should I? Yeah, I should count with the... I had omega-3 as well, but I don't really film my supplements. So the lunch was lower in calories, and here you can see the percentage, and naturally if it's lower in calories it will most likely be lower in protein and everything else as well, but the fiber was actually pretty similar to the breakfast. I actually got quite full after breakfast, so when it was time for lunch I just wasn't too hungry. All of your meals will look different. Some are higher or lower in calories. But this one also had quite some vitamin K and vitamin C. Yeah, and also iron is good. About the same amount as the breakfast. Obviously I had omega-3, so, but I think that's how interesting the lunch gets. Then we have this snack, and actually I just craved carrots and hummus, but then I kind of felt like I wanted something more, but I was so busy working. Yeah, I didn't have anything else, but I did actually feel like I did want something more. Still got some protein in the hummus, mainly the fat from the hummus. Like the calories here mainly come from the hummus. Carrots are not super calorie dense. 7.9 grams of fiber. And in case you're wondering about vitamin A, I mean, carrots, they contain beta carotene that gets converted into vitamin A in the body. But this website actually, it used to track vitamin A, but it's disappeared. And it's there, like if you open it in the app, like the iPhone app, but here, I don't know if you need to change some settings to get it back. I don't know, but yeah, there should be vitamin A, but I can't show you how much. The dinner, so yeah, I had that tiny bit of granola as well, but if you take without the granola, the pasta salad, like on its own, was pretty high in protein. 27.3 grams of protein. Not very like rich in fats. I did add the Greek yogurt, which is full fat, but I knew that like it didn't add much in comparison to like what you actually eat in the entire salad. But I did add some hemp seeds for just a little bit of extra healthy fats. Could probably have added more, but yeah, the hemp seeds also added a tiny bit more protein. Obviously the granola also added some protein and fats, even though it wasn't a lot. Let me just see how many calories. So 562 calories, or 581 with the hemp seeds, and with the, like, I don't even want to call it dessert. I had like 3 tiny clusters or something. And in terms of nutrients, the pasta salad was quite high in vitamin C from the bell peppers and tomatoes. The B12 comes from the Greek yogurt, but also the nutritional yeast that I'm using currently is fortified with B12. Also folate, pretty good for just this one meal, and fiber, obviously 22.5 grams of fiber, and the net carbs is 82.7, and it got some calcium from the Greek yogurt for the most part, and pretty high in iron. And as I've said in my other videos, calcium can inhibit iron absorption, but it doesn't necessarily, like, it doesn't inhibit iron to 100%. So we're still getting some iron even though there's calcium in this meal. And we still need calcium. So I mean, we can't just have 0 calcium with every meal just to, increase iron absorption. Selenium, pretty high, but as I said in my last video, some of these nutrients, they don't have like enough data for the foods, like biotin and vitamin E, and like some nutrients they just don't track very well. Let's look at the entire day. Actually, I did have some magnesium as well, but we can look at that now when we look at the entire day. So during this entire day, I had 1,827 calories, 17% protein, 59% carbs, and 24% fats. If I remember correctly, in my last video, I had a little bit more calories, but in that video I also had a heavy workout. This was a rest day, and I wasn't I didn't even go for a walk because the weather was bad, and so I did some stretching and took movement breaks, so I wasn't super hungry either. The alcohol comes from the vanilla extract in the granola, if you're wondering. I had about the same amount of protein as in my last video though, and as I said in my last video, I'm pretty petite, so this is actually a little above 1.6 grams per kilogram body weight, and that is pretty good if you're an active person. And also in comparison to my last video, I ate less fat this day. Why I'm saying this is just to really point out what I said in my last video, that every day will look different. And yeah, it's just a coincidence that I ate less calcium this day, and also the last time I did it like a nutrition breakdown, because most days it's actually full, or like maybe like here like almost full. So yeah, this is just a coincidence. And B12, I don't really care about getting it full every single day, because I do take a supplement. I did not this day, not every day, but like every other day I take B12, so my levels are fine. And apparently B5 was not at 100% this day, but it usually is. But I think it says data confidence score 87%. So I don't know if it's just that they don't track it super well. This amount of fiber is about the average amount of fiber that I have every single day, around 60 grams, maybe a little less some days. I did not take a vitamin D supplement this day, but I do it other days, and vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you store it. And as I said, vitamin E, not good in terms of like tracking. The website is not good at tracking it. Same thing with biotin, not good at tracking it. Okay, so when it comes to like the ratio between omega-6 and omega-3, I would say it's a pretty good ratio. I did not consume a lot of saturated fats this day. And in terms of amino acids, I had over 200%. So that was good. And sodium looks a bit high. Okay, so it says that the stew is high in sodium. When I type in, like in the recipe, cannellini beans, I just pick a random one, and a lot of beans have added salt to them. The ones that I use don't. But also, this is just one day, so if it were true, it wouldn't matter that much. But if it looked like this every single day, then maybe I should cut down the salt. But if I'm being honest, I don't believe this is the correct number because of what I said, like about the cannellini beans, for instance. I mean, none of these numbers are 100% like exact, because these, like as I said, some vitamins and minerals, they don't have a good confidence score. I think it's, yeah, same thing with iodine. They don't track it very well. Iron was a lot higher this day than like in my previous video. And again, this just shows that every day is different. And as I said before, the pasta salad had a lot of iron, but also calcium, which can inhibit iron to some extent, but not fully. But it also had a lot of vitamin C, which increases iron absorption. So yeah, I would say this number is pretty good for iron. And all of these other minerals, they're pretty much always full every single day. So yeah, they're just pretty easy to get on a plant-based diet, I would say. The thing about calcium is also that different countries have different RDIs. So yeah, I put it as 800 here because in Sweden we have 800. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say. I think last time my vitamin C was not over 100%, but this day it was. And once again, yeah, every day looks different. Just a reminder. So yeah, that was everything I ate this day and the nutrition breakdown. I really hope you enjoyed it. These breakdowns, they do take longer for me to make than just a regular video, because obviously I have to make this screen recording. Yeah, but you seem to enjoy them, so I will try to make them, but I'm working full-time right now, so I'm quite busy because like I only have time to edit my videos on weekends and in the evening. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.